Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I have a really super cool project for you today. This is using the Seaside Shore stamp set, the marbled background, and a shaker. Yay, I'm so excited. I love how this turned out, and I love that the marble, did I say modeled? What? I don't know. Seriously, sometimes words are really hard. I use the marbled background, which I think goes great with the stamp set. So let me show you how this came together. First of all, I've got all of my pieces of paper, and all of the dimensions and details are on my blog, so check that out. They include links to my online store in case you need to purchase any of these things. I would so appreciate it if you ordered through me. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking right here, and you will not miss any fabulous videos of mine. So first of all, this card is so cute. I'm using the Seaside Shores stamp set. That is kind of a tongue twister, so don't try and say it too fast, because bad things come out. But I love this stamp set. It's so fun and cute, and it's perfect for summer, of course. And I think this set is kind of cool because it would work for almost anybody on your list, whether you are making a card for a kid or an adult or a birthday or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It totally works, which is kind of fun. Okay, I'm also using Stampin' Up's new background stamp, the marbled background, and I want to show you how I store those. So I have a bunch, as you can see, of background stamps in one large case, and sometimes I pull the backing off and sometimes I don't. So I've got the marbled background right here, but you can see I can actually fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 background stamps in one case, which I love. So I'm going to pull this out, set that aside, and I'll stick this on my block. But you don't always have to adhere your stamps to a block. It works pretty well though. Now I'm going to take my Pool Party ink pad and do the background on this. So you can see I'm just inking up all over the place. That looks good. And then I'm going to take and place my cardstock. Now I have 2 pieces of Whisper White. I want the larger of the 2. So I'm going to place that piece of cardstock right on top. And then I like to use a rubber, which in this case is just a clear block. And then I get nice even pressure over the whole image. And then it comes out amazingly. Oh. It's going to dry just a little lighter than this, I promise. You can see it looks a little crazy right now. You could also, I'm just going to, excuse me, grab another piece of cardstock. You could also do a second printing. Make sure you use the same size cardstock and stick it right in the same spot. We'll see what this looks like. Ooh, way lighter. Never mind. Kidding. Okay, we'll set that aside. By the way, that did not work. Now I'm going to go ahead and punch my circle out. You could either punch this or die cut it. It doesn't matter with the circle dies. Like I said, I'm using my punch. This is the 2.5-inch circle. It was retired, but you can use a very similar size with the layering circles framelits if you don't happen to have that punch. Now save this piece because you could totally do something with that later. In fact, I think I even have a card handy. This was on my blog a few weeks ago, but check that out. That's a card I made with the piece, because actually this here was the leftover from this card. So there you go. Okay, now I'm going to turn this over and adhere a piece of window sheet to the background. And the window sheet is going to form our shaker card, which I'm very excited about because shaker cards are fun. I don't care who you are. Who does not like a shaker card? I mean, it's a card that does something. That's awesome. So we just put a little piece of window sheet, making sure we cover up the whole window area. I mean, the opening area. Okay, so there we go. And I have a little schmutz on there. I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to create my shaker kind of area. And what I want, well, actually, hold on. Well, no. Well, oh my gosh. Well, okay. Sorry about that. What I was going to tell you is that I like to take and put the piece back here. Okay, I just placed that right there. If you don't have the window in there, it's easier. That's why I was being all goofy. But then I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to lightly draw a little circle around here. And all that that is for is to help me figure out where to place the stamped images so that they're in the right place. Okay, otherwise it doesn't really matter. So you're just using that to kind of mark the spot where you want your stamped images to be visible through. Okay. Then I'm going to take a piece. This is the foam adhesive strips. These came out in last year's catalog, and what an amazing invention they are. They're just long, thin strips of foam that you can use to create shaker cards. Okay, so I will just take and adhere this going around like so, and then you guys are going to just love my shaker material. So now when you make a shaker card, of course, you can put all kinds of different stuff inside the shaker card. So you can, and you just want to make sure that you completely enclose that area. Sometimes I snip off a little extra, but this worked out pretty well. But you can put all kinds of different things, whatever will fit in here. So you can do small punched images. You can do like, I have even used, what are those things called? Like sprinkles. I think there's like a name for them, but the little teeny dot sprinkles, you know, for like cupcakes and whatnot, cookies. You can put that in here. All kinds of stuff fits in here. But what I'm going to use are one of my favorite things. Those are these silica gel packets that you get. Now these come in all kinds of things. I've most recently gotten them in boxes with a pair of shoes, or in a purchase, like when you purchase a bag or a purse. Often there are silica gel packets. They come in all kinds of products, and the whole point of these packets is to keep things dry. But they have these glorious little beads in them that are perfect for in here. And you can see they're clear. But I have colored mine, and that's what I totally love. So we're going to get to that in just a second. But first, let's do up our stamping. So I want to stamp a few things. First of all, I have this cool little circle I need to fill in. So I'm going to use Tranquil Tide and the seaweed. And I'm just going to stamp my seaweed right there. And then I actually am going to use a aqua painter to kind of just blend that ink. If you do it kind of right immediately after, you can just pull the ink from the image and it sort of colors it right in for you. You don't have to add any extra ink. So we've got that. I'm also going to stamp a banner using the stamp set Banners for You. Oh, I'm getting ink on everything, of course. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the banner. And then, congrats, this stamp set has a whole bunch of sentiments in it, so you can pick from all sorts of things. Then, that was in Island Indigo. I'm also going to stamp a fish in Island Indigo. Just got a few scraps I pulled out of my scrap drawer. I always love being able to use scraps out of my scrap drawer. So I've got my fish stamped. I'm going to do another fish in my card. Now, if you look, you might not see it right now. I stamped it kind of low because I actually put more beads in my card than I sort of planned on. So I'm going to move it up just a little bit on this card. Okay, so there's my fish, and we will add some bubbles so that my fish is breathing still, because I think that's important. You want your fish to breathe. There we go. And then last but not least, I'm going to stamp one more fish, this time in Berry Burst. I thought we needed a little color splash on our card because it was all kind of these blues and whatnot. Now I'm going to take the framelit from bunch of banners and cut that out and cut my birds, flowers, fish, whatever these are. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm just finishing cutting up my fish. That's right, these are fish. because words are hard on a Monday. And these are ones that I just stamped a little bit ago, of course. I added some clear Wink of Stella to each of them so they're a little shimmery. I also added clear Wink of Stella to the seaweed and then just this fish a little bit, just to add a little extra something something. And then, of course, I die cut out my banner. So I'm going to set those pieces aside. Now, on my card, you want to make sure before you close up your window that you have any lint or anything is out of there, because otherwise it'll be enclosed forever and you don't want that. You also notice the size of this. It's really similar in size to my original piece. And so to get rid of the pencil lines, just in case I don't want them to show, I'm just going to erase that quick. But I cut them just a teeny bit smaller so that I could close this up very easily. Okay, so I'm going to add my shaker material to my card. Now, I mentioned that I used those silica beads. So what I did is I put some in here. I put 1 drip of Tranquil Tide Reinker and shook it up. I closed this up and shook it up like this, like that much. And then it really evenly coated everything. But then what I did is I added a few more beads after that original shaking, and then that gave me kind of a little bit of variety, so they're not all exactly the same, and I thought that was kind of fun. Okay, so I'm going to just put some in here, and you want to be careful because like that to me doesn't look like too many, but in here I put way too many and then it covered up a bunch of my stamping and I wanted that stuff to show. So hopefully this will work a little better. I'm going to remove the backing off of my foam adhesive strip, and then I'm going to just center this piece right over the top and everything's enclosed. Now on my sheets here, I have a little excess that I'm going to just take a little strip and I'm going to tuck this right down here where my card is, just so it sticks. Okay, now this is much better. You can see my fish is in there, which is awesome. I can still see my fish even when it's kind of down and closed, which is really great. That makes me happy. There's like a little speck on here I can't get rid of. Okay, so to finish up my card, I'm going to just go ahead and pop up my various fish and my banner. Okay, so here we've got this fish can go right here, and this fish can go right there, and then our banner can go right here. I might move this up just a hair. There we go. And then we'll stamp our banner, or pop up our banner. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, you guys. It is so Monday. Wow. Yikes. If you're watching this, though, because it is Monday, I do a Facebook Live at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time if you want to join in on the fun. I've got some great projects lined up for today. I'm kind of excited about them. Okay, if you don't catch me live, you can find that on my Facebook business page, which is facebook.com/creativitycave, or you can also catch it on Wednesday. I post it to YouTube. So, all right, so here we go. We're going to attach this to a layer of navy and then add it to our Tranquil Tide card. And one thing I don't have on my blog, because to be honest, I didn't do anything yet, was, don't you think we need to stamp something on the inside of this card? Because the Tranquil Tide is a dark color. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So I think we're going to grab one more piece of cardstock that we can put on the inside of our card, and let's stamp it up just a little. I'm going to grab a scrap paper to protect my area, but I'm thinking we can add this and then maybe a little fish or two. Like so. So there's one fish. And then maybe another fish over here. So I like that. Pretty cute. So that can go on the inside of our card. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you, like I said, if you need anything, please shop my online store. There are links to both my blog post and to the items I used in this video in the description below. So check that out. Thank you so much for stamping with me today, and I can't wait to stamp with you again tomorrow. See you guys.